This is Activity 1.1 on page 13, Navigating the Excel User Interface. The file we'll be working with in this activity is titled Develitech Holiday Schedule. Develitech Industries is a mid-size home electronics manufacturer located in the fictitious city and state of Green City, Richland. Develitech has continued to grow and now has stores throughout the United States, as well as stores in select cities in Canada and Mexico. Recent industry rumors indicate that expansion into Europe is on the horizon. You have recently joined Develitech as a sales manager. Your responsibilities include using Excel to analyze sales trends and other company data. You have used other spreadsheet applications to work with data in the past, but not Excel. You realize you'll need to get up to speed on how Excel works and fast. You decide to start by locating the critical user interface elements you'll work with most often. As part of the onboarding and orientation process, your HR representative provided you with the company paid holiday schedule for the current year as an Excel workbook file. Because you need to plan your paid time off anyway, you decide to open that file in Excel to explore the user interface. So number 1 says to open Excel 2019. Now it says from the Windows taskbar to select your icon. You can see I do not have my Excel pinned to your taskbar. I'm not sure if you guys will or not. If you have the Excel icon down there, you can click on it to launch your application. You may have a shortcut on your desktop, as I do here. If you do not, you can always access it by clicking in the bottom left-hand corner of your desktop and selecting that Windows icon, and this is your start menu, and you should have it in the list here. If you need to scroll, there's a scroll bar to the right, and you can click on Excel to launch it from there as well. So this will take you to what we call our landing page. Number 2 says to open the Develitech Holiday Schedule file. Now, whenever your activities say to navigate to the C drive, as step C says, you see that C:/091078, blah, blah, blah. That is not where we're going to have our files saved. We always access our individual home drives for our activities. So from the landing page, you would select Open Other Workbooks in the left-hand pane. And from the open screen, you would click on your Browse button. So this is going to open the Open dialog box. And in the left-hand pane, yours is going to look different than mine does. Yours might be collapsed as well. If yours is collapsed, just click on This PC. Scroll down and you want to find your home drive. So that's always indicated by your first initial and last name. So here is my home drive. You would double click on that. And then this is the first part of Excel. So any activities for this specific textbook that we're working with will be in this folder titled Excel Part 1. Double click on that to open it, and then you have some subfolders listed. These are the titles of each chapter. So at the bottom of page 13, where we're working, you can see it says Lesson 1, Getting Started with Excel 2019. So you'll always have the title of that chapter at the bottom of every single page. Okay, so you always know the title of where you're working. So any activities for Lesson 1 will be in this Getting Started with Excel 2019 subfolder. So we're going to double click to open that subfolder, and the file that we want is titled Develitech Holiday Schedule. So I'm going to click on that and select my Open button. If you get a protected view yellow bar up at the top, just click Enable Editing, and that's for any time that you're working with your files. Okay, so number 3 says to navigate the ribbon. Select several of the ribbon tabs other than the File tab. It's possible that your ribbon tabs might appear different than mine. These are customizable. So I have customized mine over the years with what I want to work with. So if you have an extra one, or if you have one that you don't see on mine, or sorry, if you see one on mine that you don't see on yours, that's perfectly fine. Okay, just navigate through them. You have your home tab, or I have my home tab. You'll definitely have a home tab. I have the insert tab, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, the help tab, and I also have a QuickBooks tab. And you can see as I'm clicking through my different ribbon tabs, the commands on my ribbon toolbar are changing. Number 4, explore the backstage view. So we access the backstage view by clicking our File tab. And you have your different tabs in your backstage view to the left here. Info, New. Again, as I'm selecting them, the options are changing. Open, Save, Save As, Print, Share, Export, Publish, Close, Account, Feedback, and Options as well. When you're in your backstage view and you need to return to your document, you can always hit your escape key, or you have your arrow in the top left-hand corner. Number 5 on page 14, select a cell and arrange with a mouse. You want to make sure that cell A1 is selected, so I have my green border around that, telling me that's where I'm located. Verify that it is displayed with a solid green border and that A1 appears in our name box, which is located here. Verify that day appears in your formula bar, so that's located here. And you can see as I'm hovering over these different places that the screen tip of what those objects are called appears for you. Letter B, select cell C10. So column C, row 10, and we have Christmas here. Verify that it is now the active cell, that C10 appears in your name box, and that Christmas appears in your formula bar. Click and drag from cell A1 to cell A10. So I start in A1, hold down my left mouse key and drag down to A10 and then release. Confirm that the range A1 through A10 is selected and that cell A1 is your active cell. Verify that A1 appears in the name box and that day appears in the formula bar. And again, that's because A1 is the active cell. And you can tell you still get your green border that it's part of that range, but you can see it's not grayed out. That's showing it is the active cell. Number 6, move between cells in a selected range using the keyboard. I'm going to press Enter. Verify that cell A2 is now the active cell, that A2 appears in your name box, and that Wednesday appears in the formula bar. Press the Enter key until cell A10 is your active cell. So you can see as I'm hitting Enter, my active cell is going down that selected range. Number 7, select 2 ranges simultaneously. Select cell A2, press and hold down the Shift key, and then select C2. Verify that the range A2 through C2 is selected and that cell A2 is your active cell within the range, which it is. A2 in our name box, Wednesday in our formula bar. Press and hold down the Control key and then select the range A10 through C10. So I don't want to click outside of that. I'm going to hold down my Control key and then I'm going to select A10 through C10. Verify that the ranges A2 through C2 and A10 through C10 are both selected, which they are. But you have to hold down your Control key in order to select both. Number 8, use the keyboard to navigate the worksheet. Select cell A1. Use the down arrow and right arrow keys to navigate to cell C10. So you just hit your down arrow, go down to A10, and then I'm going to hit my right arrow to go to C10. Use the up arrow and left arrow keys to navigate back to cell A1. I'm going to hit my up arrow to go up to C1 and then my left arrow to go back to A1. Letter F in number 8, press Tab to navigate to cell B1. Press and hold down Shift and press Tab to navigate back to cell A1. So that's Shift, holding down Shift and hitting Tab will take you back. All right, we're going to leave this workbook open for our next activity.